tell you what, if someone has that freaking Hobbit feet fetish, I'm standing on some money here. You know what I'm saying?
Man. You need to start selling feet pictures. There's a market out there for Hobbit feet.
I bet there's a market for like couples feet pictures. Maybe a man and his girlfriend just kind of like rubbing feet together. And he has like some really ugly feet. But she has like some really like smooth, silky, nice feet. I feel like some guys out there getting off on that.
Hey, can you suck on the toe next to the big toe?
Bite the hair off. Bite the hair off.
Yikes. I'm out. What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Hardcore Podcast. I'm your host, Robert Melton.
And I'm your co-host, Christopher Norwood. Good to be back.
Yep. And we got episode 21.
21.
Can you do something for me?
Can you do something for me?
What's 9 plus 10?
What's that?
What's 9 plus 10?
19?
You stupid.
Huh?
It's 21, dude. Come on.
Oh, is that a reference to
It's a
something?
Vine. You don't know that Vine?
No, I don't.
Bruh.
Mm-mm.
Oh, my God.
You know me.
This episode is not starting very well.
You know me. I don't keep up with the, I'm a boomer. I'm a boomer at heart.
Yeah, it seems so.
I don't keep up with all that.
All right, so what we got?
What are we talking about today, Robert?
We're actually talking about Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball?
You ever heard of it?
OG? Have I?
Well, we're talking a couple things.
The Dragon Ball universe.
Yeah.
So, last year, we had the newest Dragon Ball superhero movie come out.
Mm-hmm.
And just recently, maybe the past week, we actually had it released, like physically.
Yeah.
Where you could buy DVD, Blu-ray, digitally. So we thought, this is as good of a time as any to talk about it and finally watch it. Because
Exactly.
for whatever reason, we kind of slept on it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, we got some news about a new Dragon Ball Tenkaichi
Oh, yeah.
coming out.
Yes.
Tenkaichi 4.
Is that what it's being called?
I guess so. I don't know. It's the fourth.
Yeah, it's definitely
One.
the fourth one. But I don't know if
Yeah, I'm not too positive about that.
nowadays they're notorious for just like remaking games. So I don't know if it's like a Tenkaichi.
Should have been a Budokai 4.
Oh, dude. Definitely. I could
don't
not
know,
agree
they
with
might,
that anymore.
They might slip some elements in there. We'll see.
Yeah.
So
But we have Dragon Ball, a new Tenkaichi announced, so we don't even have a release date on that.
it's
But
been
we
like-
did get like a teaser trailer.
yeah, it's been like 15 years since the last one.
Yeah, actually, I did make note of that. It's been 15 years. Wow.
It's crazy.
That is wild. Because you had 1, 2, and 3, and then I think they released, I know at least 3 was on the I almost said Switch, but the Wii. And I want to say that was like the last release. Was when they like ported it over to the Wii.
Okay. And then after that, I think it was like Raging Blast 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
And there's a few more.
there's a few more, like Xenoverse 2,
Oh, yeah. Kakarot,
Dragon Ball Fighter
obviously.
Z, Kakarot.
Fighter Z.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we've definitely got our fair share. Fuck, dude. If any anime holds supreme in the video game realm, it's Dragon Ball.
I'm trying to think if any...
Like there's One Piece games. There's a bunch of Naruto games.
If we're talking like animes like that, not Pokemon, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, I would say, yeah, Dragon Ball Z has to be first, maybe Naruto second. There's a bunch of Naruto games.
Yeah.
But, and then like One Piece probably comes in third. There's a few One Piece games. But, did you like Tenkaichi? Like, obviously, we're bigger Budokai fans, like 2D, more so like 2.5D fighter. But what did you think of like the 3D kind of open environment?
I mean, it wasn't the worst, but all in all, I think just Budokai was more superior. Yeah. I'd have to go back and play Tenkaichi to really give you an analysis on that, because I don't remember a whole lot about it, to be honest. I just wasn't a big fan of Tenkaichi.
Yeah. I don't even think I played the second and third one.
I'm not even sure which one I played. That's how much I wasn't in that realm.
Real quick before I forget, just because I know if I don't do it now, I'm going to forget.
Okay.
So last episode, we were talking about my birthday.
Yeah.
And some things I got. And one of them was I had mentioned that our friend Haley had got us a like Pokemon drinking game. And for whatever reason, I'm such an idiot, but I forgot to mention probably my favorite gift. Our friend Sharon, my girlfriend's sister, made me this really cool, I think it's this way, this really cool Starmie stained glass.
Yeah, that thing is dope.
I just want to say that I'm super happy with this. I'm going to cherish this for the rest of my life, but I fucking love this thing.
Blood, sweat, and tears went into that.
Oh my gosh, hours. But yes, I guarantee there was some blood, sweat, and tears. But yeah, this thing is so freaking cool. And this is like her like second or third stained glass that she's made. Like this is so impressive.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of pieces. But yeah, no. Super happy with that.
That thing's awesome.
That thing is super sick. So again, Sharon, sorry I forgot to mention that last episode, but thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Back to news. We got John Wick 4 coming out.
So I don't know about you, but pretty stoked on this. I want to say I've seen all the John Wicks in theaters.
Oh, wow.
But these movies are fucking sick. This is right up my alley. I'm into the whole cliche, like, man movie, you know, just over the top, action packed. That's what I'm about. As you know, big Fast and Furious guy, just cheesy, over the top. Not that John Wick is cheesy, but like it's just action nonstop. And, you know, we take IGN with a grain of salt, but it got a 10 out of 10. I know this is going to be fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
So I am super stoked on that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. 10 out of 10. That's a big score. Especially for a fourth film.
Yeah, seriously.
You know?
I think each movie has like, actually, I don't know. Like, they were all amazing. I was going to say each movie's gotten better and better. Each movie has definitely added more and more action, but like, I don't know. That first one is like fucking terrific. But, yeah. So John Wick 4, we got that coming out. A couple games are coming out this month. So we have Bayonetta Origins. That's releasing in 2 days from now.
Yeah. So this will be released by this is out.
Yeah, by the time this is out, the game will be out. But we got Bayonetta Origins. I want to say that's a Switch exclusive. At least the website went that I found this on, it said Switch. And IGN, again, grain of salt, but they gave it a 9 out of 10, which I thought that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
For, you know, like...
It's not even a main series title.
Exactly. Like, we played the first Bayonetta, and it was great. So I would expect Bayonetta games to be good, but I say I'm impressed because this is a different style of game.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Bayonetta Origins releasing March 17th. We have the long-awaited Resident Evil 4 remake, which is coming to all, you know, kind of modern gen consoles, PS5, Xbox Series S, X, PC, and that is to release on March 24th. And The Last of Us is coming to PC on March 28th.
Yeah, I could have swore it was already on PC, but maybe I'm just thinking of like when they announced it. And I felt like it should have been out by now.
Yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, that's coming to PC March 28th. And you going to pick it up and play?
I have to at this point. I just finished the show.
Exactly. Season 1. I mean, I guess if anything, it kind of stinks you already know, like, the story. Because it is different going through it when you're actually playing, you know?
Yeah.
But still, it's fucking phenomenal.
But it's,
yes, you need to play it.
I feel like it's a little more different, though. Because you get much more time with these characters as you're playing with them. You know?
Yeah. I wonder how it is playing the game first and watching I was about to say anime, watching the show, watching the series versus watching the series first and playing the game. Like, what hits harder?
Yeah.
I would imagine be able to tell you the former, but yeah, you'll have to let me know.
Yeah. You think the game?
I think playing through the game first and then watching the series, would it like
be the better take.
Harder.
Yeah. Probably.
But I don't know. So yeah, as far as March, there's a bunch of games being released, but I feel like those were like the heavy hitters. Right. Those were like the bigger titles.
With the Last of Us TV show, though, at least 2 seasons of the second game are going to be coming out.
Yeah, and we had talked about this. Like, there was no way that the second game is made into just one season.
Right.
Because I felt like the second game was like at least 2 to 3 times bigger than the first. Mm-hmm. There was like 2 separate points where I was like, all right, I'm about to beat the game. But no, I kept more was coming. More was coming. It took me like, I think it was like 25 to 30 hours it took me to beat the game. So for a game like that, like it was pretty long.
Yeah, beefy.
So yeah, no, it had to be at least 2 seasons worth.
Yeah, and the second season will have more infected because viewers have been complaining.
You know, I had a buddy at work mention that to me, and I don't know, like I guess when he brought it up, I was like, yeah, I guess I can see that, but just for like 10 episodes, there's so much story they have to tell, so you can't like focus on that so much. So I didn't really, I don't know, like I didn't see it as an issue.
Like for a game, I can understand. You need something to do in the game to make it a good story-driven run, you know?
Yeah, to keep the pacing.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, it's not a, what am I trying to say? Like a novel, what are those called? The novel-based games?
There's a term for it?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like a story novel game. Like where it's just you kind of like reading dialogue and clicking a button.
Oh. Continue. It will come to me.
But yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Like you need some fun within the game. So that's where the infected come in hand. Mm-hmm. Whereas in the show, you don't need that because it's based on the story. Mm-hmm. You know, that's why The Last of Us is big. I mean, it's not just a fucking zombie shooter.
Right. Yep. No, that is super true.
But they're not recasting Bella Ramsey as Ellie.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. A lot of people will probably hate it.
Well, I just didn't know that from the start. I didn't know how old she was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the show, she looks like 13, 14, and that's really how old I thought she was.
Yeah.
But she's like 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
So. And I'm sure they did things to like make her look younger.
So well, I remember...
in the same vein, they can probably do things to make her look older.
Yeah, I remember seeing something where she wore like a girdle of some sort to like contain her breasts.
Right.
So that implies, you know, she's very young.
Yeah.
And obviously she made her look like Ellie in the younger games. So I assume they'll do the same for the next season when she's older.
Yeah. Yeah.
That just makes sense.
Yeah, I have no issue with it.
Yeah.
I think she killed it. I'm stoked.
I agree. But that's all we got for The Last of Us shit.
Apparently Discord is now on PS5.
Yeah, it just came out.
Wrote that down.
Mm-hmm.
I think Haley sent me something about that, but I haven't like looked into it or, you know, I don't know if it's like running well or how that works.
I think that was like a necessity.
Is it like, I am curious how that works. Is that like an app or something?
I assume.
On the PS5, you open that up and then you just also open your game up and Discord's kind of open in the background.
Yeah, I feel like, because I've only played God of War in the PS5. So, and I was actually thinking about this the other day. The only full game I completed on the PS4 was God of War. Like I played The Amazing Spider-Man. I played a little bit of Bloodborne. Actually, no.
You were looking at all the games you've played on the PS4?
No, I was just thinking of like what games I finished on the PS4.
And that was the only one.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Shadow of the Colossus is another one I finished. And I think that was it. So like,
did you not beat that one Digimon game?
I never beat it. I just played some of it. Yeah. So 2 games on the PS4 is all I beat. And I've had that since...
Probably release?
Nah, it was probably... Because I got the Pro.
You got the Pro. I think
so
that was
when
2016.
the Pro released is when I got it.
I think that was 2016. So that was kind of like that midlife, the console life.
Right,
kind of revamp that they do with like every console.
Yeah, so I don't know how console integration with the Discord will be, but I assume it'll probably be like a program you open and it's running in the background or some type of thing like that.
Seems simple enough.
Yeah,
but that'd be cool.
I feel like this is like a must-have, especially if you're playing something that's got what's the term? Cross-platform gaming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to be able to talk to other people on the platform.
Yeah, that is true.
You know, and especially, I mean, this will just connect so many more people, especially their friends. You know, you don't want to fucking talk on Discord on your phone while you're playing. Like, that's the most annoying shit.
Yes.
You know?
We've been in Discord many times where someone's on their phone and it just kills the experience.
It's the shittiest audio quality. It's just so bad. So, yeah, I mean, we needed this.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I'll have to download and test that out at some point.
Yeah.
I haven't been on Discord in a long time, but that'll be worth trying out.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, so this is really cool. So I'm not into Magic the Gathering.
Same.
But I seen that they are coming out with the Lord of the Rings expansion. And it's called The Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth. And this set is to release June 23rd of this year. But what's really cool is they have a special foil variant version of the card, The One Ring, because obviously that's going to be a card, The One Ring.
Yeah.
And there's normal versions of this card that like anyone kind of can obtain, but this one special variant, there's literally going to be one made. So it's going to be a 1-of-1 card.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
And the way that you can obtain this is, I guess, again, maybe this is just normal, but I don't know much about Magic the Gathering, but it can be obtained through collector's booster packs. So again, there's going to be one card scattered throughout all of these collector booster packs. But this is going to be the rarest Magic the Gathering card to date. And I just think that's so freaking cool.
Dude, imagine like some kid gets this card and just fucking ruins it. Or doesn't even know.
Puts it in his pocket, takes it to school to show his friends.
Dude.
Dude, that would be crazy.
Wouldn't it?
That would be so crazy.
It'd be heartbreaking.
Yeah. Because for 1-of-1s, like, especially something like Lord of the Rings, which is just so huge, it's such a big fandom, one of the biggest, like, you create the value of that.
Yeah, literally.
Like, you could probably easily sell it for like $10,000, or you could probably easily sell it for $10 million, you know?
It's the only one.
1-of-1.
Like, your net worth will, I don't even know. It just depends on how much this card is worth. It'll literally fucking tenfold.
I'm curious what that would cost to grade. Because you know me, if like for whatever reason, let's just say like I pulled this card, like I want max value. Because like it's cool, but I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings or Magic the Gathering guy. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to make some money off this.
Yeah. You're driving the bucket.
Yeah, pretty much. Because if you have like these really expensive cards, you know, the cost of grading a card depends on the value of the card itself. So if you have that base set 1 first edition Charizard and you want to get it graded, it's not going to cost your standard like Beckett $18 fee. No, it's going to cost you like thousands of dollars to get it graded, I'm pretty sure. So with a 1-of-1 where there's really not a set value on it, I'm curious what that costs to grade.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Very.
But as far as news, that's all we have for you.
That's all we got. So let's get into the videos of the week.
Nice.
All right. I'll start us off.
All right.
Warning to all guys, do not trade sexy pictures with women. They will blackmail you. They will ask you for money. If you don't give them the money, they will show those pictures to your family, to your friends, to your wife, girlfriend, whoever.
Oh.
Okay, they will blackmail you. Do not share sex.
How does he know? This has clearly happened to him before, right?
A friend probably told him, you know, and he's just being a good guy and just letting us know. Like, hey, this happened to my buddy. Don't do this. They will blackmail you.
Yeah, that's a good PSA.
Oh, gosh.
Don't you dare send feet pictures, Chris.
No.
Don't you dare.
If someone is in, I tell you what, if someone has that freaking Hobbit feet fetish, I'm sitting on some money here. I'm standing on some money here. You know what I'm saying? Man. That's God.
Dude.
That's God.
You need to start selling feet pictures. You have to.
Yeah.
There's a market out there for Hobbit feet.
I bet there's a market for like couples feet pictures where it's just videos of like, you know, maybe a man and his girlfriend just kind of like rubbing feet together. And he has like some really ugly feet, but she has like some really like smooth, silky, you know, nice feet. And you're just rubbing it together. I feel like some guys out there are getting off on that.
Oh yeah.
You know,
typing
that's
up.
the market I need.
Hey, can you suck on the right? the toe next to the big toe.
Bite the hair off. Bite the hair off.
Bite it off. Yikes.
Oh gosh.
I'm out.
We've all been there.
Yep. But have you been here?
What is this? Some fucking Elder Scrolls glitch or something?
Born to shit, forced to wipe.
I don't know why that made me think of like Elder Scrolls and just things like fucking duplicating.
Yeah.
Fucking glitching. What the hell?
That's
so fucking weird.
What is this?
Is that a tattoo?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
What the? Born to shit, forced to wipe. I missed that the first time. I didn't even
did you?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's a lot of... Somebody fucking took their time out of their day. Went and bought a bunch of fucking toilet paper holders and just installed them all over the bathroom.
That's like a waste of at least like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Dude,
day.
In 2020 when COVID hit, that room would be like walking in a smog's lair.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Here we got the showdown.
This is going to be so cringe. I can feel it. Oh. Oh. Kill him.
Sheesh.
Oh, kill him. Oh, he's sweating. Damn, did he piss his pants or
He had to be
what?
laying on the ground because it's all
God.
wet.
Oh my gosh. Ooh. Fucking got him. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Oh, it's a fucking athlete right there.
Yeah.
It's a fucking athlete.
He clearly won.
Yeah. He beat her ass.
Yeah. Damn.
He's like, next. Next.
I mean, how many opponents did he just fucking go against? Dude was drenched.
Dude, that guy's unfucking defeated.
Yeah. See the crowd they pulled?
Yeah.
Damn.
Hell of a crowd.
Nuts. All right. Where you at?
You can just go in that order.
All right.
I greeted you with open arms.
Yeah.
This
is the video I was telling you about.
Sunlight. Welcome to this place. I'll show you
everything.
With arms wide open.
I don't know the second verse of the chorus.
We peaked there. Let's
Yeah, that
just
was it.
let's not
We
even
fucking
try it again.
nailed that.
I've been listening to a lot of Creed. I greeted you with open arms. I greeted.
How dare they not know the second verse?
Well, that's the video I was telling you about. Like, that just reminds me of our friend group.
Oh, definitely. That's literally
Like,
all
if
of us.
for whatever reason, organically, like, arms being wide comes into fucking conversation, we're all stopping there and we're all just going to start fucking singing, you know?
Very true. Where's my hug? With arms wide open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good podcast, though. The Basement Yard.
The Basement Yard.
Yep.
Shout out The Basement Yard.
100,000 Jedis versus one Chuck Norris.
Oh, God.
What's going to happen? Oh, my goodness. There's no way he wins. Oh, my goodness. What?
Oh, my God.
Everyone. Chuck Norris is literally
God.
getting through every single Jedi right now. He is literally taking on an entire army by himself. We are now at 50,000, and there's now a pile of people. This is absolutely insane. There's
Holy
2,000
shit, dude.
Jedis left. And look at the mountain
at the
of people
fucking
that are
pile.
left behind. Chuck Norris has won. It's over. Chuck Norris has completely won.
That's insane. That's fucking cool, though.
Yeah.
But what computer did they have to run that on? 'Cause
Ah, man. It
that
had to have
seems
been
like-
something beefy.
some like SLI 4090s, 4090s probably.
Yeah.
Some 4090 STIs.
Mm.
STI. What the fuck?
SLI?
Yeah. I'm just gonna. I'm having a stroke over
Oh my
here.
gosh, are you okay?
Dude, I've seen this.
Stop it. Stop. The hell type of barnyard buffoonery is this? Go back in the booth and hit rewind and keep that shit where it's at. Very good.
I don't know if he sent me this one, but Terrell always sends me that guy.
He sends me that guy too.
Yeah.
He didn't send me this though, but I did see this one organically.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was fucking. I wanted to stick a screwdriver in my ear.
So cringe.
God, yeah. What the fuck was that? All right. You ready to get to some Dragon Ball Superhero?
I'll be ready in a minute. I hear Roku out there crying.
Okay. Dragon, rock the Dragon Ball Z.
All right, dude. I'm not going to lie. I'm stoked.
This was a good fucking movie. Dragon Ball Superhero.
Oh, dude.
Now, by the name, what the fuck?
Yeah, kind of lame.
Akira. Come on, bro.
Yeah, kind of lame at first.
We're on first name terms here, bro.
At first. We're on first last name terms here, bro.
Okay, Toriyama.
Akira Toriyama. You don't just say Akira. You say Akira Toriyama.
You're right.
Or Dr. Toriyama. I don't know if he's the doctor, but.
DR.
All right, so right from the start, like I'm in. Dude, like a minute in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in.
As soon as I seen the animation.
Because it's like, oh, dude, the animation is so good, but the intro is like a total throwback. Like you're going, like very briefly, kind of going through the story of Dragon Ball because this movie deals with the Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah.
And the origin of that starts in Dragon Ball. So right from the start.
I knew you would like that.
I'm in, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Shoot, I guess how do we fucking... All right, so let's talk about, I'm going to give like a brief like synopsis on the story.
Okay.
So this deals with Commander Magenta.
Yeah.
Because he was Commander Red's son, I believe. And Commander Red was from Dragon Ball, like OG. So he's been running this, it's called Red Pharmaceuticals, right?
Yeah, Red Pharmaceutical Company.
Red Pharmaceuticals in like disguise as like Red Ribbon. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, it's like the front to fund the army.
So he's been hoping to kind of get, I guess, revenge in a way. Because his goal is to, and this is me quoting him, wipe out people who threaten me or resist me or my will so I can build a peaceful world where everyone lives in harmony. So that's kind of like his end goal.
Yeah.
So whereas like Dragon Ball and especially Dragon Ball Z deals with like the Red Ribbon and like the androids and Dr. Gero, he finds out about Dr. Gero's grandson who is apparently even smarter than he was. So he gets help from him to create like androids who can stop like the Saiyans.
Yeah. Because he thinks
that's a pretty fair.
Yeah. He thinks they're aliens.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, technically he is correct.
Yeah.
But he thinks they're like trying to run the world.
Exactly. Yeah. He sees them as like this technology that they have, these aliens that are like aiding them with like Piccolo, for instance, like Namekian. He sees like Frieza in them. Like, yeah, they're like extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
So he does see them as like evil.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the story, or at the beginning of the movie, you get introduced to these new characters like Magenta, which is actually voiced by
Mario.
Literally.
Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt voices Magenta.
Oh no.
No, but frick. His name's escaping. Hold on. Charles Martinet?
Yep.
Ain't that his
name? That's it, yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. And the voice that he does, I feel like it's like Wario. I feel like it sounds like how Wario would sound.
You never would have guessed that this was Mario.
Yeah. But I thought that was really cool that they like added him in there.
Yeah, there's a point where they're in the car with Hito. And they're like, "What's up?" And you can kind of hear it.
Oh yeah. Because again, Dr. Gero's grandson is Dr. Hito.
Yeah,
and he's like 24 years old or something like that.
Yeah, because he goes to prison because he's like, the smart guy, can't find any work. So I guess he was like an attendant at a gas station or something like that. And he resurrects these dead people, like deceased people. And like basically he's a grave robber. He takes their bodies and he constructs them like with like android mechanics
Mhm.
and just has them working for him.
Just to make him
So,
some money.
He goes to prison
for his
for
expenses.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he is very interesting character. So he's like bad, but like not really bad. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's into like heroes and stuff. So
Yeah,
this is
he's-
kind of where like the name superhero kind of ties in.
Yeah. He loves superheroes.
Yeah. And these android he creates are like are kind of like superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah. What I thought was funny is how the one person he's kind of going up against is like the one superhero in the whole Dragon Ball universe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What the fuck was Gohan's alias called? Do you remember?
What do you mean? Oh, like his hero?
Saiyaman.
Oh, Great Saiyaman.
Great Saiyaman.
Yeah, the Great Saiyaman.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it is like pretty ironic.
Yeah.
So yeah, the animation is top notch. And one thing I really liked about this is, did you notice like when it would like introduce a character, it would have like a freeze frame and then like have their name. I don't know, that's just something so small, but like I fucking love that.
Yeah.
just
I
thought
think
that
it was
so
like
neat.
taking instances from like comics.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. Because even when, because one of the first fights we seen with this android he creates, so he creates two androids. They're called Gamma 1 and Gamma 2.
Yeah.
So the intro into meeting these androids is Gamma 2, and he's fighting Piccolo.
Right.
And
I know where
he's
you're
fighting
going.
Piccolo in like, it's like kind of like comics. Like when there's a punch, it's like pow or kaboom. And Piccolo is kind of took off guard, and he's like, why do I see like...
Yeah, why do I hear
see-
sound, or why do I see sounds?
Yeah, why do I see these sound effects? But I guess when he made them, like he had like installed something to make it like comic book-esque. Because again, he's like really into heroes. So like we said, Commander Magenta, I had talked about his goals and how he sees Bulma and the Capsule Corp as evil and a front for extraterrestrial technology and world domination.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just reading my notes.
Oh, you're okay.
Trying to find out where I want to check out. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I was gonna try and like hold off to the end, but just here in my notes, it's right here. Because when I watched the movie, I was taking my notes in this order. And early on, this was like probably 10 or 20 minutes in when I wrote this down. But I said, this movie seems like a love letter to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z fans.
Yeah.
Because there's so many like references to like things from Dragon Ball or things from Dragon Ball Z that we just didn't get enough of in Super.
Right.
And honestly, I may go ahead and say this too. I was going to save this for the end. And we were talking earlier because we were trying to limit what we said. We were just trying to save it all for the podcast. And I really wanted to say this so bad. But watching this movie, I'm just going to read what I wrote. Movie already goes to show that Dragon Ball shines brightest when the focus isn't always on Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the big things that made me love this movie so much that we don't get in Super.
Yeah.
Because Super is just all about Goku. All about Goku and Vegeta, which I get. That's Dragon Ball in its entirety. It's going to be about them. But like what you had in Z, like you had Kid Goku, Kid Krillin, like throughout the whole thing. In original Dragon Ball, you had Kid Goku, Kid Krillin. In Z, you had like Yamcha and Tien, and even Tien and Yamcha in Ball, like Dragon Ball. Like there was a point where like they were up here with Kid Goku. I mean, now Goku's up here, and they're just fucking
6 feet deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yamcha's dead.
And but like that's so cool that this movie's focus was on Piccolo, was on Gohan. We get Krillin in there at one point. We get like Android 18, we get Goten, we get Trunks, we get Pan. Like it's not just Goku and Vegeta. And we get them in this movie, but like you were saying earlier before we started filming, they're in the movie for like maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. Now, I think that's a good point that you say that, because like when you fell in love with this series, you were watching Dragon Ball Z, right?
When I fell in love?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I started.
That's what
with
started
Z,
you.
Went back and watched Dragon Ball. Yeah.
So in Z, there's a lot of absence of Goku, and nobody really talks about that. He dies a lot.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of absent moments, and most people love the series for Z, and he's not in a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, literally one of the most iconic moments in Z is the Cell games.
Yes.
And who's the hero of the Cell games? It's Gohan.
Fucking Gohan, dude.
It's fucking Gohan. But like, everyone has their chance. I mean, I know I mentioned Goku and Vegeta, but like Vegeta gets out there, gets his ass beat. You know, Piccolo gets out there with the androids, gets his ass beat. Krillin, Yamcha, you know, they're all out there. It's not just Goku and Vegeta. Yeah. And again, I'm okay with them being... They're going to be the focus of like all of it. Because,
of course.
You know, they're like the main protagonists.
Yeah,
but like when that's the only focus and it's just only
it gets bland.
Goku and Vegeta, yes, it gets very bland because they're fucking literal gods.
Yeah.
Like they are gods.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. This just hit really different.
Yeah.
This just hit really different.
Akira Toriyama has made the Dragon Ball universe so vast that I've got a list right in front of me that has all these characters in it, and there's 2 that are not main characters. The amount of characters Akira Toriyama has made that are main characters is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Goku and Vegeta are the main characters, but these are characters that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Every single person that watches Dragon Ball knows these fucking characters.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no. All the let's get into some of the references. So again, why this movie had me sold were just these like throwbacks. There's mentioning of Piccolo being Kami.
Yep.
At one point, I was like, dude, that's just fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's just fucking cool, dude. When's the last time we even heard fucking Kami?
Yeah.
That name said, you know, that and sorry, I have all my like little references at the end. So we have, well, first off, the red ribbon.
Yeah.
Like that's just fucking OG. The mentioning of Kami. We go to Torn's Tower. Torn's Tower at one point. Yep. We see Yajirobe. We see Korn. We got Senzu Beans. We go to Kami's Lookout with Dende. When's the last time we seen Dende?
I know.
Dude, seriously.
He's fucking grown up.
Oh my gosh. We have the mention of the Grand Elder's ability. Yes. Which was so fucking cool. I know that hasn't been mentioned since fucking Dragon Ball, probably the Frieza saga.
Yeah.
You know, we have, oh, dude, did you catch that little filler episode reference with Piccolo not having his license?
Yeah, dude, of course.
Yeah, when he's driving
Piccolo?
The ship. Oh,
yeah, dude,
that was so cool. So there's a mention of Piccolo. He's like, I don't have my license. Yeah. I never got my license.
And then you got King Piccolo growing to fucking great ape form, you know? That's also OG.
Yes. That we haven't seen that in a long time. Also, his telekinesis. Was the last time we seen him.
I know, dude. He just formed
him fucking like stretching his arms and stuff.
Yep. Regrowing his limbs.
Honestly, one of the best parts. We got Ultimate Gohan back.
Yeah.
Dude, when's the last time we seen Ultimate Gohan?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember years back. Seeing this hat, and you know the whole like MAGA hat, Make America Great Again.
Yeah,
I seen one, but it was Make Gohan Great Again. And I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
and in this movie, we see that.
Yeah, it's been 20 fucking years,
dude,
since we've seen Gohan not under Chi-Chi's control, essentially.
Yeah, seriously. I didn't know that he was a biologist.
I didn't either. That's really cool.
I learned that he is a fucking biologist. But I also wrote, you know, Piccolo's telekinesis power and special beam cannon. We see that multiple times. We're gonna save that. We're gonna save that last one for the end, dude. I'm just gonna say I got a little teary-eyed to that part, dude.
I didn't get teary-eyed, but I had goosebumps for like a solid 2 minutes towards the end of that movie.
Refrain. You're right. Refrain. Dude, another sweet part. I don't know if this got you, but it got me. Fucking Krillin's Destructo Disc.
Oh, hell yeah. It came out of nowhere. They're like, oh shit, Krillin's here.
Dude, I caught it. I was like, him getting out of the ship. He's like, I gotta go help them.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it. I was like, he's gonna fucking we're gonna see Destructo Disc. Mm-hmm. I was hoping for Fierce Destructo Disc, where he's like throwing 3 of them.
Yeah.
You remember that in the games? But dude, once he did that, I was like, Because back in the day, I used to be a really big Krillin fan for whatever reason.
I think everybody kind of was.
Yeah, but like Destructo Disc, that move, just something about that was so badass to me.
I mean, it is.
I mean, yeah, it still is. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It still fucking
cut you
is.
in fucking half.
I can't say that one. I gotta save that for last.
But
just some of the throwbacks, like there's so many. I probably missed a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
But
like when Pan, like she's like, Grandpa.
Grandpa?
Yeah, like where's Grandpa? When can I see Grandpa again? And Piccolo's like, Grandpa. Oh, Goku, right?
Yeah, just because he's never. He
never sees Goku. And
Do you mean me, little girl?
Literally,
I'm
the
your
first
grandpa.
note I put on here was what the fuck is it? Oh, Piccolo training a kid as per usual, and
Yes.
it's Pan.
Yes.
And now he's training Gohan's kid.
Gohan, don't be like your father. Do a better job. It's funny because he gets on him for that.
Yeah.
He's pretty much saying like, don't be like your dad.
Yeah.
I fucking raised you.
Mm-hmm.
I may not be your father, but I'm your daddy.
Yeah, like he goes to Gohan's place and just like puts his fucking armor on him, and Gohan's like, "Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to train. I just want
Yeah.
to work."
Oh, gosh. Fuck, where do we go from there? In
I
my
think-
head,
I
I was
think we
thinking
can
we
start-
go through like the story, but like that is kind of tough.
I think we could start with, we find out Hito's in prison. He's getting out
Okay.
of prison, and then,
This is when Magenta's trying to sell him.
Magenta
Yeah.
pulls up in his car,
Yeah,
and he's trying to coerce him into coming with him and working for him.
yeah,
And Hito's like, "Oh yeah, I knew you were coming."
yeah. Because he had like these. He's very intelligent.
Yeah, so
he's already had these like little spy insects.
Yeah.
kind of spy on him, seeing that they've been like talking about him and like wanting to like enlist him pretty much.
Exactly.
So he expected it.
Mhm.
But again, where Hito is like, I'm into superheroes. I want to be the hero. You guys are kind of like villains.
Yeah.
I don't really want to side with you. That's when he's talking about Bulma, the Capsule Corp.
Mhm.
They're using this alien technology. They're the bad guys.
Yeah.
They're the bad guys.
So
I need you to create the heroes for us. We're the good guys.
Yeah, so in order to coerce him, he shows him a video of proof, and that video has fucking Super Saiyan future Trunks
Yeah.
cutting up Mecha Frieza.
Dude, yeah. Fucking.
Dude, it was so dope.
What is it called? Burning Slash?
Yeah.
Dude.
And
There's so many little things like that.
Yeah.
Again, I missed that one. I forgot about that. But there's so many scattered throughout this movie.
yeah, and Hito's like, "Oh shit, okay." He's like, I think what did he say? He was like, "We'll pay you like 500,000 per
Oh, it was
unit."
like 300 at
Yeah.
first. We'll pay you 300 million.
And he was like, "Fuck no, what the hell?"
Yeah.
He's like, $1 million. He was like, "We'll pay you a
billion.
billion
I'll give
per
you a
unit."
billion.
Yeah,
Yeah. But then once he convinced him, like, hey, we're the heroes, he was like, all right, I'm on board.
yeah.
I'm on board.
So that's kind of when Hito gets involved. And then I think next you see, Piccolo training Pan. And
Yes.
Pan's 3 years old.
Yeah, she's
Doesn't
literally
even know how
in
to fly
preschool.
yet. Yeah.
She's literally in preschool. But she's like kicking ass, and he's like, you
Yeah.
have more potential than your father did at your age.
Yeah. And then
You
that's
know?
when they kind of mentioned like Goku, and she's like, Can Daddy really be stronger than Grandpa? And that's when he's
Yeah.
like, Grandpa.
So which we knew this, but he's pretty much confirming, like, if your dad didn't stop, he would be the strongest
Yeah.
being in this universe.
Yeah.
Hands down. Easy.
I mean, he fucking defeated Cell when nobody could.
As a fucking teen, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty much at like Kid Goku's age. Like for the most part.
Yeah.
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 I want to say Teen Gohan was like 16 or 17. But yeah, pretty
Goku
much.
wasn't nearly as strong as Gohan. as a
Not
kid.
at that age. Hell no.
No.
Hell no. So let's talk about, because that's when we kind of get into the introduction to Gamma 2.
Yeah. That's
What was
exactly
your first
right.
impression of Gamma? So again, these are the new
Um,
androids that Dr. Hedo has created, the superheroes,
Yeah.
to defeat the Z Warriors, pretty much.
At first, like, I'm not like a big fan of their design. You know,
weren't? I actually really liked it.
I mean, it grew on me, but at first I was not.
That's fair.
The
That's fair.
suits are kind of lame,
Yeah.
but like, their facial appeal, and that was okay. I knew they were androids, so
I actually liked, I don't know, I liked their getup.
Did you?
I thought it was very kind of like old school, like Red Ribbon, like superhero.
I mean that's true. Yeah.
You know? I don't know. Something about it I just really liked.
Yeah. Okay.
In like Gamma 2's, like the dynamic between Gamma 2 and Gamma 1,
I did like that.
They're like attitudes completely opposite.
Yeah, like 1 was kind of stupid. Or no, I think it was 2 that.
Well, 2 is, in Gamma 1 says something that I thought was really cool. So what I put for Gamma 2 was I actually love the aesthetic and the attitude of the of his character. People seem to really like him. He's like that bro, new school superhero.
Yeah.
Where Gamma 1, I remember someone asked him, like, who are you? And he's like, I'm an old school hero.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the dynamic of like number 2 being that like bro kind of new school. You see a lot of like anime protagonists that have that same attitude of Gamma 2. Whereas Gamma 1 is very like calm, collected, stoic, very old school hero. Right. So like really cool. I said Gamma number 1 is more stoic and old-fashioned superhero. He's a more old-fashioned superhero, more calm and collected.
Yeah.
And they're able to learn their opponent's techniques as they fight them and adapt to them.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little extra. But yeah, so that fight with Gamma 2 versus Piccolo, the very first fight, Piccolo's getting his ass handed to him.
I put that. I literally put, what did I put? But I basically put Piccolo gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
By Gamma 2.
Which he's able to like kind of escape during like a big explosion, because Gamma 2's like, oh wow, he was fucking easy. I killed him.
Yeah, literally.
But it was Piccolo had escaped and just kind of got away. He's like, whoa, this guy's strong as fuck.
Yeah.
I need to figure out something. We need to get Gohan back on board.
So that's when Piccolo goes to Red Ribbon and follows him, and kind of steals Red Ribbon Army's gear to kind of blend in. And then he gets into Magenta's office and they're kind of discussing, what happened. And then Gamma 1's like, so is there proof? Is he dead?
Yeah. Is there proof? Did you not see a body?
Gamma 2's like, oh, he's dead.
There's no way he could have survived that.
Yeah.
And this is when there's mention of Cell Max, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So Cell Max is obviously Cell, but with Hito's workings with his grandfather's,
Yes. Yeah.
Or prototype, pretty much.
In short, they're just like making a better Cell.
Yeah.
Which, just kind of picture a bigger... It's like a good blend of second form and final form Cell.
Yep.
Like second form Cell face, but like the rest of it's like final form Cell, but like different color scheme. It's like more like red and green, I want to say. And he's actually massive.
Yeah, he's
much bigger.
The size of like a grade 8.
And Dr. Hito's like, no. Like, these androids I created, they're perfect. They're the warriors. They're the heroes you want. Like, I helped you create, what is it, Cell Max or Max Cell?
Cell Max.
Cell Max. But he's like, he's not finished. Like, if you were to release him now, you would lose control, and the same thing that happened with the last Cell would happen again. Yeah. And that's when I want to say they're scheming like, hey, we need to get Gohan. We need to go ahead and take Gohan out because Goku and Vegeta like aren't here.
Yeah.
Like Goku's one of like the shadow boss. Gohan's one of the shadow bosses. So how can we kind of lure Gohan out?
Yeah.
And that's when they're like, we need to his daughter. We need to get his daughter. If we get his daughter, I guarantee we could get Gohan on like a 1-on-1 or 1v2.
Yeah, I did kind of like that discussion where they're like going through all the like Saiyan warriors. They're like, all right, we need this guy Vegeta and this guy Goku. They're the bosses.
Yeah.
And they got some guy named Majin Buu too. He's going to be an issue. They're just kind of going through the characters and seeing where they rank up in their terms.
Yep.
But yeah, so Piccolo hears that whole conversation.
Am I right with that's when that happens? The whole getting Gohan, like trying to lure Gohan out?
Yeah, because that's how Piccolo finds out. And that's when he goes to the Korn's tower to get the Senzu beans and shit to prepare for this.
And I want to say either shortly before or shortly after, this is when we kind of go to like those 5 to 10 minutes of Goku and Vegeta.
Yep.
So this is when we find out, well, for me at least, because I didn't know where this took place.
Exactly, yeah.
This is when we find out that this movie takes place after the Broly movie.
Yep.
Because when this goes to Beerus's planet, we see that Broly is there training with Goku and Vegeta.
Which makes me so stoked because we're going to see so much more Broly.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least I hope.
I just... I'm wondering if it's going to be... I don't know how to, like, say what I'm thinking. Like, is it almost going to be like an Incredible Hulk kind of thing? Where it's like, hey, Broly, you just need to keep training because you can't control your power kind of thing. Is he going to be like a plan B? Like, whoa, all right, me and Vegeta can't take this guy. We need to unleash Broly, the fucking monster. You know?
It very well could be, because I know that they said that like he's like learning to control his power.
Yeah.
So he's getting better, but I guess we'll see like when the next Super series comes out.
Because even Vegeta was like, when they're like, yeah, let's do a tournament. Vegeta was like, hell no, I ain't going against Broly one-on-one, you know? So like they, admit like, this guy's fucking, he can beat me, he can beat my ass.
Yeah.
So I just wonder how that's going to be. Like, I feel like you could continue Super and just be like, all right, Broly, go beat this new villain's ass, and just kind of keep doing that.
Yeah, but they also mentioned, like, I think Whis mentioned that Broly was here to protect him from Frieza. Because I guess Frieza's still out there.
For whatever reason. Why do you keep this fucker alive?
I know. Akira Toriyama loves Frieza.
I'm just saying, like, fucking Goku, come on, kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
God, why do you like this guy for? But again, we found out this movie takes place after the Broly movie, and we also have Chilai and Lemo also return to take residence on Lord Beerus's planet,
and
which is cool.
In the Broly movie as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but I thought it was cool how Beerus woke up. He was like, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Why is Broly here?"
Because I didn't realize, he was asleep during that whole movie.
Yeah, he was asleep for like 4 months or something.
Yeah, he was asleep for 4 months. So like he wasn't. I don't think he was in the Broly movie. And I guess that explains why he was asleep.
Yeah, but he knew obviously who Broly was. He's a god of destruction, so he has to kind of gauge all these people in the universe.
Right. And then from there. Oh, you know what? I think before they mention how we need to kind of get Gohan, Piccolo's trying to take it upon himself to power up. So that's when he goes to Kami's tower. Well, sorry, Kami's lookout and power up with Dende.
Yeah.
Because again, like I wrote within like the order, and then my next thing is how it's like a throwback about returning to Korn's tower and Kami's lookout.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is when Piccolo seeks Dende to bring out his dormant power. But he is not at the age to know this ability that the Grand Namekian Elder knew. Because that's what he was hoping for. He was like, hey, I remember, this is the Frieza saga, like early Frieza saga on Namek. That's when the Grand Namekian Elder brings out that dormant power within Krillin. He's like, hey, can you do this for me?
Yeah.
He's like, I can, but I don't know it yet because I'm not at the right age. And that's when they bring up, well, we can see if like the Dragon Balls, if Shenron can do this for you. And then they mess with the Dragon Balls to where that will now allow him to make a wish like that. So that's when they seek out the Dragon Balls, which Bulma already has. Because she's been using the Dragon Balls for her cosmetics.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool how she kind of like got a system set up and employees to like go search for the Dragon Balls and just gather them up.
It didn't feel like cheap.
No.
I feel like you could have been like, hey, Bulma, do you just happen to have the Dragon Balls? Oh, yeah, I happen to have them. But they kind of filled it in where it didn't feel cheap. She's like, oh, well... I mean, I feel like in Super we know that she seeks out the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, I mean she has
her, cosmetics.
She invented the Dragon Radar, for God's sakes.
Yeah, But like we know she's been using them for her like appearance and stuff. So like it does make sense that she would have them seeking out these Dragon Balls, after she makes these wishes.
Yeah, and we could tell that it's still not an easy task with this Force to get the Dragon Balls.
Yeah,
because she's like kind of hesitant in giving them up. even though she hasn't used them yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean,
oh, we forgot something big. So Piccolo at first, he's trying to get in touch with Whis.
Oh yeah.
So he can, he's getting in touch with
He's trying
Bulma
to
to get in
warn-
touch with Whis so they can get Goku and Vegeta to come back
Yeah.
because he knows he's aware of this, giant threat because he's fought this android. He's had his ass beat by this android. So he's like, Gohan's, he's almost a lost cause at this point.
Yeah.
So I need to get Goku and Vegeta. So when he's not able to get them, that's when he's like, all right, Gohan, we got to figure something out, Like, let me try and power up if I can. Dende, help me out.
Yeah. Although, going back to like the Goku, Broly, Vegeta scene, while they're training and shit, we see Beerus has a liking to Chilai.
Oh, yeah. That was a really
the green
cool
hair
scene.
chick.
Yeah.
So he's like kind of like being a simp to her. He's like, oh, hell
he's
yeah.
sipping a little bit.
I like this girl.
She's also being like, you can tell he likes her, but she's also being like super respectful, talking to him in ways that are just full of respect. Like, oh, you are the god of destruction, Lord Beerus.
Yeah.
And she's like, I like this one. She can stay.
Whereas,
and Whis is like, haven't you been able to tell he has a type? Because she's kind of, the short hair, a little reminiscent of Bulma. And you could tell that Beerus, I guess, has like a soft spot for Bulma too, just in the fact that he has not destroyed their planet pretty much because of Bulma.
Yeah. And Beerus is easily ticked off. He'll destroy anything.
Yeah.
No matter how aggravated he gets.
Absolutely. And then, yes, here in my notes, this is when I have Magenta decides to draw out Gohan as he is the one who defeated Cell. So the plan's to kidnap Pam. He plans to kidnap Pam in hopes of drawing out Gohan in a battle to defeat him. So that's when that happens. And when, so they try and, again, Piccolo is like disguised as one of these Red Ribbon soldiers. So he's like, oh, I'll go get Pan. I know what she looks like. So that's when he goes with another grunt to go get Pan. Pan beats this grunt's ass, and Pan immediately notices Piccolo just based off his power
energy,
level.
yeah.
So he's like, hey, just kind of play along. You can break out of these at any point, but we need to get your dad here, so you need to pretend that you're like a victim and, like I'm taking you and shit. So that's when they get Pan. They go back to the base. They go to Gohan, tell him like, hey, we have Pam, you better come with us and fucking get her, you need to fight, or, blah, blah, blah. So they get Gohan, and that's when Pan being taken hostage effectively pisses Gohan off, drawing out the power we missed and loved, as Piccolo suspects would happen. That's what I have in my notes. And that is when the movie really starts to get good.
Oh, yeah.
God, it really starts to get good.
But you missed a key detail here.
I probably did. I probably missed a bunch. What do we got?
Remember when Piccolo faked that he had the shits?
What's that?
Piccolo faked that he had the shits.
Oh, because he had to, he left because he was in the meeting listening to Magenta's plan.
Yeah.
And then he kind of left. He's like, oh, I got to tell these guys about this. I got to try and get Goku and Vegeta. And then he comes back and they're like, where did you go? He's like, my stomach.
Yeah. And then the guy who he eventually goes to get Pan with, he's like, don't worry. 12 told me about it. We'll stop soon.
Hold it.
Yeah.
Try and hold it. I did forget about that. I think I didn't piece that part together.
Oh,
that it was
maybe.
like the shits.
Yeah.
That is funny.
But yeah, so they kidnap Pan and they go and kind of they get Gohan. And then that's when Piccolo collaborates with Pan. He's like, hey, I need you to scream like you're in pain.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, he's so Pan was able immediately to sense that it was Piccolo with the disguise on. Piccolo was one of the guys that went to, disguise as a Red Ribbon grunt, went to Gohan's house and was like, hey, you need to come with us. And he didn't pick up on it at all.
Yeah, that's
so
how
he's
like
able to use that to his advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when he's like, "Hey, Pan, I need you to scream." So he's acting like he's fucking like holding Pan up in the air.
Yeah.
And again, from there, I feel like that's where, for me at least,
Mm-hmm.
the movie got really fucking good.
Well, I thought
it's
it was
been good, but like it got even better.
I thought it was really cool that Hito was like, "Hey, we're not the bad guys. You can't be doing that. What are you doing? It's a little girl."
Yeah, well, I don't know if he also said it, but Gamma #1 said that as well.
I think that was right.
Because
Yeah.
he was fighting Gohan, kind of like testing his power and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he turned and he's like, "Hey, you can't be doing that."
Yeah.
Because again, Hedo programmed Gamma 1 and 2 with, it was called like a hero component.
Right.
So like, I guess they have like hero-esque, hero-like morals. You know,
Mhm.
they're not like bad guys, but they're just feel like they're the good guys because, you know, Hedo's siding with the Red Ribbon.
Yeah.
And he's filling their heads with like, "Hey, we are the good guys. You know, these guys are the bad guys." But he starts to notice that the guys he's siding with, the good guys, are doing some bad things.
Mm-hmm.
But from that point, when Gohan notices, like, because he doesn't know that it's actually Piccolo.
Yeah.
He just fucking flips the switch on this guy.
Yeah. At that point, when he's fighting, he's in Super Saiyan.
Yes, and then that's when we see Ultimate Gohan.
Yep.
That's when we see Ultimate Gohan.
So when he hears Pan scream, that's when he.
And it's cool because he's in Super Saiyan, but like Ultimate Gohan, it goes out of Super Saiyan. But
Yeah.
he has the power of Super Saiyan 2, but like not the rage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not able to like deplete his energy
Exactly.
as fast. Dude, it's so... That part was so nostalgic. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, it's just been since Z, like you said, like 20 plus years since we've seen this.
Yeah, you get the Mystic Gohan vibes and shit.
Yes, and this is what we've wanted for so long. So yeah, that's where I wrote Pan cries, angers Gohan even more, allowing him to reach Ultimate Gohan, which we haven't seen in some time.
Yeah. Now I'm pretty sure I have a gap here.
I have a gap too. I just have a couple notes on things. But this is when, so Ultimate Gohan is now fighting, so he's fighting Gamma 1, and before Gamma 1 was kind of kicking his ass, Pam cries out, you know, Gohan goes Ultimate Gohan, and then he starts kind of, again, flipping the script on him. He's now beating his ass.
Yep.
Gamma 2 is now forced to get into it, but that's when Piccolo jumps in. He's like, "Hey, nuh-uh.
Mm-hmm.
It's me and you, buddy."
Yeah.
Which that fight was really cool because that's when Piccolo was kind of getting his ass handed to him. And remember that scene where he like punches him down, and that's when like he's hearing the words from Shenron. He's like, "You
Oh,
have
yeah.
your power, but with a little bit more." Because this whole time, when Shenron unlocks his power, he kind of like powers up, and his skin turns like slightly more like lime green, like it's like
Right.
a lighter hint of green. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's the power up. That's pretty cool. He's more powerful now, but he's still getting his ass beat. But apparently that wasn't it.
Yeah.
That was not it. So as he's falling, he's hearing these words from Shenron, and something just fucking unlocks. And he turns into what we now know as Orange Piccolo. What did you think of Orange Piccolo?
The name?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, I feel like that's something just so cheesy. I hate when they do that in Dragon Ball. It's like, "Whoa, I reached a new form," and some guy's like, "Well, what do you call that?" "Well, I guess I'm going to call this Super Saiyan Blue."
Well,
I hate that, dude.
yeah.
I'm like, come on, why do we have
I
to
think
have
Piccolo
a
gets
cheesy
the
name?
pass because he genuinely does not give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck, and he doesn't.
He's like,
have
"I'll
one.
call it Orange Cell or Orange Piccolo. I don't give a fuck."
You said I was orange. Orange Piccolo.
Yeah. But I will say, I love Orange Piccolo.
Dude, Orange
It's
Piccolo
so sick.
is sick. And again, like what we were saying with this focus on Goku and Vegeta this entire time, power up after power up, leaving all these other guys that we fucking know and love in the dust. I'm like, they get nothing.
Yeah.
But we finally see Piccolo get a fucking like boost in power. The last thing he had was like, well, I know in the games it was called Fuse with Kami and Sync with Nail.
Yeah.
And I think those were like the last times he's had any kind of substantial power up. And that was like Cell games.
Yeah. Well, I know in like in the Xenoverse games, obviously that shit's not canon, but all the races get their own like Super Saiyan equivalent. And I can't remember what it's called, and I'm not even sure if it changes form. But like finally we get a Namekian with a different type of form other than like King Piccolo, grows. Yeah. Or Namekians have their own abilities.
Right.
But there's nothing of this like substantial like power level increase.
Yes. So picture it's like the equivalent of when Trunks went to Super Trunks.
Yeah.
Like
that's exactly
that much more bulky. His he's now orange, but not like I feel like hearing that can sound kind of lame, but it looks cool as fuck.
No, it's cool because he has kind of like red patterns on his arm.
Yeah. And his antenna, which usually kind of point down, they're now like kind of sloped up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I was not expecting
He looks evil.
He does.
Yeah.
He does look evil, but he looks very badass. And that's when, just like when Ultimate Gohan started beating Gamma 1's ass, this is when Piccolo starts beating Gamma 2's ass.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking sweet.
Definitely. And I think while they're fighting, this is when Magenta starts to panic. He was like, oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
They're like kicking our ass. We have to. So he runs to the fucking room to unleash Max Cell.
Gamma 1 and 2 realized, like, oh, we're on the wrong side here. This is when they kind of stop fighting.
Yeah.
Because Magenta at one point starts shooting a gun at Pan. I think they see this, and they're like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not, we are not the heroes. This is not hero.
Yeah.
And again, this is because of that Dr. Hito just being so obsessed with superheroes, he installed this hero chip in them to kind of give them their values and set of morals.
And Gohan and Piccolo are obviously trying to talk them out of it. Like, dude, what are you doing?
That too. He's like,
we're not the villains.
Because they're talking to him. You're like, you're the bad guys. You're the villains. He's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Do you know who you're fighting for?
Yeah.
And this is when it's kind of cool because this is the first time we finally see like Teen Goten.
I know. I wrote that.
Other than like GT.
I put Goten and Trunks look like actual teens.
Yes. So we see this is when Goten and Trunks arrive along with like Krillin, Bulma, Android 18. At the same time, like you said, this is when Cell Max is being released. Mm-hmm. So this is when Hedo is trying to stop him. He's not able to, but he still poisons him. But he poisons him with that little bug, the bee. So it stings him, but still, right before he dies, he's able to like release Cell Max.
And then as he gets poisoned, he like rips off his shirt, and he modified his own body too with like some kind of android or armor mechanics.
Yeah, but that still didn't stop him.
No, it didn't. It didn't help it at all.
Yeah, because he like shot Hito, and I'm like, do you not remember this fucker telling you that like this shit doesn't like affect him?
Yeah, but it makes it look like Hito kind of dies.
Like, I mean, I'm sure he felt it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
That fucking hurt. I ain't dead, but that hurt.
Dude, it was kind of brutal, though, for like a Dragon Ball Z movie or Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
He's just like, dish, dish, dish.
I know, dude.
I was like, what the fuck?
After the first shot, I was like, okay. But then he was like, dish, 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 like triple tapped his ass. I was like, damn. Akira Toriyama.
Yeah.
Dr. Toriyama.
Like, it was kind of dark.
Oh, gosh. And this is when, so again, we kind of described, I keep forgetting it's Cell Max. So I always want to say Max Cell.
I know, I do too.
So this is when Cell Max is released. And again, we kind of described him just like a bigger cell, a mix of second form and final form cell, but just different color scheme. And he's just fucking badass. I thought it was cool. His tail, instead of having like the absorbing thing, it's like it's like a ball, but like
kind of like a mace.
It's got a fucking lot of weight, and it's probably powerful as fuck. So this is when everyone starts taking on Cell, and Hedo had told Gamma 1 and 2 about this weakness, just in case this scenario was to happen. So they're like, hey, attack his head, because that's where his weakness is. Hedo had made a weakness and installed this weakness in case this was to happen, because he knew how he just knew that like Cell Max was not complete.
Right.
And that again, this has happened in the past. So let me plan for this if this is again to happen in the future.
Right.
So I think I started kind of skipping around here. But I said everyone takes on Cell Max. The weak point is on his head. The weak point on his head is revealed. Piccolo hits it, and it doesn't seem to do anything. But in response, there's an explosion, and there's a really cool moment that it ties back to like the beginning of the movie, where Krillin's like, because again, there's this big explosion, and Krillin's like, Pan, you gotta fly, because where all these people went to go fight Cell Max, Krillin's kind of being a coward, and he's like, you know what, I'll stay back and watch over Pan and Bulma. So there's this explosion when Piccolo hits the top of Cell's head, which, again, it doesn't do anything. It just pisses him off. And he just releases all these fucking beams, and it's just causing this huge explosion. And, again, that's where Pan's like, all right. And she just fucking starts flying. I don't know. I just thought that was cool how there's, like, they keep, like, tying it back.
Yeah. There was a point within there that I think Gohan powers down out, like, right before the Cell Max fight, I believe. And,
well, he's thinking like we're done. You know? At this point, they're like, well, we dodged a bullet on that one. Yeah. These guys are on our team now.
But Piccolo asks him, he's like, so when you're Super Saiyan, you don't need your glasses? You can see?
Oh, yeah. Because, Gohan wears glasses, but fucking some Clark Kent shit. Like when he's like Ultimate Gohan or Super Saiyan, it's just, they're nowhere to be found.
And Piccolo tosses him the Senzu Bean, and he's not Super Saiyan, so he can't fucking see it. So he's like juggling it, and he loses it.
Yeah, it falls through a crack. That's just, I feel like they just have to throw in the that humor, the comedy relief that, Dragon Ball Z is kind of now more so known for. So at this point, they're still fighting Cell Max, and we have Goten and Trunks. They're deciding to fuse. This is another one of those like little references, not reference, but like kind of a throwback. Like, hey, we haven't seen this in a long time. And funny enough, it's been so long, they barely remember like the routine, the dance.
Not only that, but like I think Goten brought it up and Trunks was like, huh? Yeah. What are you talking about?
Like, yeah. So no surprise, they fail. And it ends up being Fat Gotenks.
Yeah.
That they fuse into. And if you know, you can't just like, they can't just go their separate ways. They can't just get out of that.
There's like a time limit, or they have to be knocked out.
They have to get knocked out of it, or I think they have to go like 24 hours, right?
Something like that.
It's like a long amount of time, because I remember during the Buu saga when they kept doing it wrong, they had to wait for a while.
Where I think this movie kind of breaks that. Maybe if you learn the technique enough, you can kind of dispose of it. But they didn't, or there's at least a little time.
It was like, because they did come out of it towards the end.
They came out of it.
And it definitely, a lot of time had not passed.
Yeah.
I thought it was maybe like they exhausted all of their energy or something.
Very well could have been, because,
Yeah. So again, they fuse. We got Fat Gotenks. And it's really funny. There's a cool scene where we're like, okay. Because they're like, we did it wrong. And they're being pretty nonchalant about it. Like, we did it wrong, but fuck it. We're still going to go and see what we can do.
Super Saiyan 3.
So they go in to fight. He just gets fucking slapped, but then everyone's fucking hitting him and like kind of ping ponging him around.
Because they're like getting in the way.
Yeah, and then he just happens to fucking like hit the very top of Cell Max's head, and where Piccolo's attack did nothing, that actually kind of cracked it a little bit. So again, Cell Max isn't out of the fight, but now like the weakness is even more exposed. This is when Gamma 2 is like, hey, give him everything you got. I'm going to charge it up for this one final attack.
Yeah.
And I think he kind of lets him know, like, this is everything I got. This works or I'm dead. Like this is going to end me. Like I'm giving this everything I have, including my life. So yeah, Gamma 2 charges up for a final blow. And this is when I had mentioned the Destructo Disc. This is when Krillin makes his way into the fight, where he's like, all right, I got to do something.
Yeah.
And right as like 18's about to get like, he's like fucking grabbing after 18, Destructo Disc, and it saves her life. I just thought that was really fucking cool.
I did too.
And I highlighted so nostalgic with that. Oh, and because he uses solar flares as well,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't seen that from him in a long time. You know what I'm talking about? Solar flare.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. All right. So, anything you want to mention before I go into the sacrifice?
No, that's exactly where I'm at.
Okay, but you take it from here. I'm pass the ball to you.
Yeah, so Gamma number 2 has this idea, whereas like nothing's working.
Yeah.
You know, I have to give it my last ditch effort here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use the rest of my battery. You know, before when he was fighting Piccolo and Gohan, he was like, oh, fuck, I got this. I'm on 82%.
Yeah.
And as the androids do, they can use their full power limit until they have nothing left.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got to recharge or whatever androids do.
Yeah.
So he tells everybody, like, just, you know, watch out.
And plus, like, the character that he was created to be, this is very heroic.
Yeah, it's like
so he
the
probably,
valiant effort.
Yes, he probably has no issue doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
So he kind of just like charges up and goes as far and as high as he can
Yeah.
to reach max velocity. And he just fucking dives
Mm-hmm.
while he's charging up straight down when he hits Cell Max's head. And the animation.
Remember, he, like, blocks it. He's, like, blocking it with his arm.
Mm-hmm.
But, yes, dude, that part was really sick.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know about you, but I love anime scenes where it's just like this fucking yelling, you know, the Super Saiyan, they're just fucking yelling. And he's just like, ah! And he's just like, you know, Cell Max is kind of blocking him, but you can see his like arms starting to like crack and stuff. And then he's like, ah! You know, powering up even more. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking gives me chills just thinking about it.
So he eventually, causing with that hit, fucking rips off Cell Max's arm.
Yeah.
And kind of leaves him even more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when kind of Gamma number 2 gets like thrown off to the side with no energy left.
Yeah. So where they were hoping that like, hey, this is it. This is going to kill him.
Yeah.
It was a valiant effort, but it failed.
Yeah.
But we did weaken him even more.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't in vain. So yeah, it put Gamma number 2 sacrificed himself in a failed final attack.
Yeah.
But it weakened Cell even more. So this is when Orange Piccolo lunges in, and like you had mentioned earlier, Krillin's like, hey, do like you did in the World's Martial Arts Tournament. Get bigger, you know, get to his side. And he's like, I forgot I did that.
Yeah.
So he gets bigger. So getting bigger, it doesn't make him stronger, but still it's kind of like an act. It's, you know, intimidation at the least. You know, so he gets bigger.
But before he attacks, he's like, oh, yeah, Gohan. And he's like, this is a little harder while I'm big, trying to pick out a fucking tiny-ass little Senzu bean from his waistband as he's a giant.
Yeah.
He's like, here you go. And his finger's like the size of this room.
Pretty much, yeah. So he gives that to him, and he's like, hey, like, I'm going to do everything I can to, like, hold him off for a little while.
Yeah.
Like, everyone else, like, get out of here. But, Gohan, I need you to... And he references this a few times in the movie, but, like, this is when I really need you to give it everything you have.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I need you to power up and go beyond anything that you ever have gone.
Yeah.
And this is where the movie really fucking shines, dude.
Seriously.
This is where the movie really fucking shines. Oh my gosh. So this is the main portion where I'm like, yo, this is a fucking love letter to like DBZ. This is the DBZ fan portion of it. So we get a lot
100%.
of the Dragon Ball like references, but this is where it's like, dude, if you're a DBZ fan, you're tearing up right now.
I mean, what better combination do you get than Cell and Gohan?
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on, let me find. All right, so I had put Piccolo holds off Cell in an effort to allow Gohan a chance to power up and give one last attack with all his might. So this is the point where, you know, Piccolo is giving it his all. Like, he really is.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, he's not as powerful as Cell Max. So
Yeah,
he's
no.
holding him back and landing some hits in, but he's getting beat up.
Yeah,
he's getting beat up to where you're thinking like, if you don't hurry up, Gohan, like Piccolo's gonna die.
Yeah, he like blasts his fucking arm off. And he's like getting beat to shreds.
Yeah,
dude.
seriously, like, you gotta fucking figure out something quick. And there was a point where, do you want to say this? I could pass the ball to you.
You probably have better notes on this than me, so go ahead. But I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting to the point where, again, like Gohan realizes this, and for a little while, there's a point where he thinks that Piccolo is
He's
dead.
like, all right, I have enough charged.
Yeah.
And Piccolo's like, no, more.
Yeah, no, more. So he's charging up more. And he's even thinking to himself, like, oh, man, he's going to die. I need to hurry up. And there's a point where fucking, it makes me think of.
It's fucking crazy.
I think it wasn't it Goku in Nappa, where Goku was just holding fucking Nappa on his back like this? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. It's that same like scene. Mm-hmm. So like Cell's like fucking like holding what Gohan believes to be like Piccolo's like dead corpse.
Yeah.
And you see that fucking line, that red line. And
the anger.
It's that same exact moment, that same feeling that Goku felt when Frieza
killed
Krillin, dude. It's just pew! And he fucking, the same, like, right when he goes Super Saiyan 2 with Cell killing Android 16, like crushing his head. Dude. It was so fucking good. Like, that power-up was so
probably
sick.
My favorite transformation.
Really?
I think so.
Dude.
It was so good.
I'm not going to lie. It was fucking awesome. So what I wrote, Gohan thinking Piccolo died, snaps, releasing an incredible rage and power, transforming Gohan into something, and this is really cool, this was before I knew what it was actually called, into something resembling Gohan from the Cell games. Dude, did you notice how fucking...
Oh, hell yeah.
It's like identical.
Yeah.
But
the hair
obviously
is the
he's
same.
not Teen Gohan, so it's like bigger on him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, Gohan snaps, releasing an incredible rage and power, transforming Gohan into something resembling Gohan from the Cell games, but with red eyes.
Red eyes and gray hair.
It was like gray hair. I couldn't tell if it was gray hair or if it was just like a completely different filter that we were now watching this in. It just like changed. But gray hair, red eyes, and with his laugh. Dude, this was probably my favorite part of the movie.
Oh, me too. Fuck yeah.
I mean, this one little part, because
the dialogue, so calm. He's so calm.
Dude, yes. All right, so before he charges up this attack, like Max Cell goes and fucking hits
the
Gohan.
Fucking earthquake behind.
Dude, yes,
Gohan.
He hits him. Gohan doesn't move a centimeter. Doesn't even fucking move, is unfazed. But the fucking force of that attack just fucking just is sent right behind Gohan. But again, he's not even fucking phased. He's like, that's all you got? That's all you fucking got? And he just like, doosh, he like hits him one time and it just fucking sends him flying.
Mm-hmm.
But he uses one last attack. And again, this is when Gohan realizes that Piccolo is still alive.
Yeah.
So this is when Piccolo literally puts every little bit last of everything he has into just fucking holding.
Yep.
So this is where he
does the classic
his
arm
fucking,
stretching,
arm twist, just wrapping,
regrows his other arm,
and you can tell it's still just a fucking struggle because he's still fucking like hitting on Piccolo, but he's fucking holding him back.
But not only that, but like when Gohan hits Cell Max, he's like, oh fuck! So that's when he starts charging his fucking orb, and it's just dude,
it's like I forgot
as
about
big
that.
as the fucking Earth almost.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah,
but then it just kind of like came back in.
And it absorbs back into each other.
Yeah,
and it's like just all this fucking power in this one sphere.
Dude, you're right. I'm so glad you said that. I totally forgot about that. So yeah, he's absorbing. Well, he's fucking using his pretty much all he has. Cell Max is giving all he has, charging up everything he's got. While Gohan is doing the same. And if there's one thing I really wish this movie had, I promise you this part would have hit so
Like a
much
father
harder.
son.
Dude, if it would have had a flashback to fucking Piccolo, like when he was kind of raising and training Gohan as a kid, dude. Because if it would have had that and then reveal what Gohan is charging up, that would have made me bawl my eyes out, dude.
Yeah. I think it would have been real cool if, like, say, Beerus and Whis had to leave, but, like, somehow, like, Vegeta and Goku were stuck on the that planet or whatever, but, like,
they knew about it?
But they, like, telepathically seen what was happening, and Goku fucking calls into Gohan. It's like, here. But it's fucking awesome because Gohan does not need it.
Dude, like that would have been cool, like another like father-son kind of Kamehameha. Honestly, I'm glad they took this route.
No, I am too.
So like, again, I wish y'all are probably wondering like, what the hell is he talking about? Why is he wanting this flashback?
Mm-hmm.
Because when it's revealed, and you can tell by his fucking like his hand, fucking the way he's positioning his hand. This whole time, Gohan is charging up a special beam cannon.
Yeah.
Dude, and it's so fucking cool. It's so fucking cool. So yeah, that's what I had wrote down. And with his last attack, it turns out to be a special beam cannon. And I put in parentheses, made me teary-eyed.
Dude,
that whole time, I swear to God, it was like 2 minutes. I was like, I was teary-eyed, but I was just like, the entire time, dude. And he fucking shoots it. It just goes like, you know how when like both people are using the move and it's like almost like a stalemate.
Yeah.
Fuck no. It's like for a second and then just fucking goes right through it.
Dude.
It just goes right through his fucking head.
What I thought was cool as fuck, because this is another like it's given. It's like the same scene from the classic Dragon Ball Z, Raditz, Goku, Piccolo, the special beam cannon holding him.
Yes, absolutely.
But what's crazy about it is Goku's form, or fucking Gohan's new form, is so fucking precise that it didn't matter where he held him. He was gonna hit that same fucking spot regardless.
Yeah,
he was just like so fucking focused on that one point. It was just a perfect shot. Because you think like Piccolo's gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
From this.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's a really good point. He's just like, you don't got to worry, Piccolo. Yeah. I fucking got this.
But I thought it would have been really cool though if Piccolo did get hit, because he gets hit by. Because he does the special beam cannon on Goku while holding Raditz.
Yeah.
So it would have been cool for him to get a taste of that his own medicine.
He's just like, oh fuck, that's how Goku felt.
Yeah.
But, you know, for those that are listening that like don't understand why this would make someone teary-eyed, is so obviously Gohan's father is Goku. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he's pretty notorious for being like what people call a bad dad, just because he's never in the picture. He doesn't really seem to care. Again, like he did it because he had confidence in his son, but as pretty much a kid, he was like, hey, none of us can beat this guy, but you go fight him, Gohan. You got this. Yeah. You know, which is like, whoa, that's terrible parenting. But either way, like Goku hasn't really been in the picture.
Gohan's never known his true potential, ever. But only like his family and friends do.
Yes. But Gohan is as powerful as he is. It's because of Piccolo.
Piccolo has trained him since a baby.
Piccolo, yes, literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Even when like Piccolo was still like the bad guy, it was like, I don't even fucking like you, kid. Like, get away from me. Mm-hmm. He still fucking trained him and is now like, I mean, that's the fucking start of the movie.
Training
like,
his
he's training his daughter. His child, yes.
Yeah.
So he really is like a father figure to Gohan.
I made this reference to Ashley. I was like showing her, I was like, this is the dad of the show.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't get the reference, but.
Yeah. So that's why, like, that really hit where, like, you know, you're almost expecting, like, oh, you know, Gohan's probably going to charge up. I think they even say that. Like, they're like, hey, charge up some Kamehameha or something. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I need you to use some ultimate move. Use a Kamehameha or something. But what he decides to do is a special beam cannon.
Dude,
like the signature move of the guy who trained him, his sensei.
Yeah.
The signature move, his sensei. And it was fucking awesome. So all that literally to be said, this is a fucking love letter to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z fans.
100%. Like if you're listening and you have not seen this movie, but you do love Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
This is it, dude.
Watch it. I mean, I know we just spoiled the hell out of it, but still, just watch that shit, man.
Yeah.
The animation, like, this is an incredible movie.
Mm-hmm.
This was a really good movie. And again, there are some things that I would have done differently or maybe wanted to be added in. Like I would have loved that little flashback scene, but just especially compared to the movies we've been getting, which have been good. You know, like the Broly movie's good.
Yeah.
Battle of the Gods pretty solid. The one with Golden Frieza was pretty good. Like this is like so much better.
Oh,
like
easily.
This is definitely my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie.
Resurrection
Easily.
F and Battle of the Gods didn't
Resurrection
even
F.
compare to these two.
But that gets me excited because we still need it with Broly, but whereas the two first movies are arcs and Super,
Yeah.
like, are we going to get a Broly? I guess we have to get a Broly arc where we get that fight, but in show form.
Yeah.
Are
I
we going to
assume
get
something.
superhero that arc, but in show form?
Yeah, that's a good
you know?
question. It's a very good question.
And lastly, I said, and this was pretty cool too. After defeating Cell Max, Pan shows off her flying to Piccolo, and he's like, "All right, your training continues tomorrow."
Yeah.
And then Dr. Hedo and Gamma 1 join the Capsule Corp.
That was really cool.
Did you see the end of the credit scene?
Of course I did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that
Of
was
course I
fucking.
did.
That was cool. It was very.
It was
small,
awesome. It
but
was
it's
awesome.
like, wow, you finally had your moment.
Yeah.
You fucking like it's
because
just
they're
the point
fighting
where,
this
like,
whole time.
You kind of because again we haven't even. This is like this is what we're like kind of peaked at in like the anime.
Yeah.
You know, well maybe even as far as Super goes. Like I know the manga's going, but I don't even know what at point it's at.
Mm-hmm.
But like, is Vegeta now like more powerful?
Yeah. So we didn't even talk on this, but when they show Vegeta and Broly and Goku on this planet with Whis and Beerus, they want to fight and hold this like tournament. They're like, obviously Broly's out. It's just going to be them two. And Vegeta has just been meditating all day.
Oh, shit.
And that's when Goku's
right.
like, come on, Vegeta.
Yeah, because he referenced it. He's like, did you see Jiren? Jiren is just as strong as us. But it was like his head game that he had.
Yeah,
over
he's
us.
always calm.
Yeah, he was always calm. And he didn't lose that until like he had, started fighting.
Yeah, which is cool because Gohan just adopted that with his new power level.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so does Ultra Instinct Goku. But obviously Vegeta's not at that level yet.
Yeah.
So they decide to fight, and
I do know
Vegeta puts this to the test.
In the manga, he does have a new form.
Oh, okay.
I know that.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the spoiler.
I didn't say what it was or what it did. Or he has horns now. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't know. I don't think so.
But yeah, so they set some parameters to fight. Goku and Vegeta do. They're like, no blasts. Don't disrupt the terrain around them. Don't fucking blow the world up.
Yeah.
Just fight hand-to-hand combat. And let's see who wins.
Yep.
Let's fight as long as we can until we're done.
And even like the moment that Beerus is there watching him, he's like, oh, there's a difference in Vegeta I didn't see earlier.
Yeah.
I guess within
that
the
4
month
span.
I guess what the meditation that Vegeta's been doing has been paying off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, go ahead. What happens after the credits? Oh, and by the way, the credits, it's really cool. Like the artwork that they're showing and stuff. It's like watercolor, but it's like a little nimbus flying through the cloud, and it's like going to different scenes. So you have like Piccolo's house, and you have like the city, and then you have like Korn's tower, Kami's lookout. But I don't know, it's just like very like minimal watercolor-esque art, and I don't know, I just thought it was kind of cool. But there is a end credit scene.
Yeah, so at the end credit scene, we're back on the planet with Beerus and Whis. And you have Goku and Vegeta still fighting. They've been fighting this whole time while shit's going down on Earth. Well, they've exhausted all of their energy. And Broly and what's his Chi Chilai. No, not Chilai. Limo. What the fuck's his name?
Yeah.
Limo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Broly are just sitting there crying at this insane feat of them just continuously fighting.
Sure, it was fucking epic. Yeah.
Beerus is sleeping, and then the other two are just kind of chilling. So Vegeta and Goku are still fighting, and they're at the last of their energy.
They're so winded. They're barely fucking moving.
Yeah. So I wrote down here, Vegeta beats Goku after end credits with a dream punch.
A dream punch?
You ever punched in your dream? You know how it's just like there's like no force behind it?
Why? I wonder why that is. That's so weird
I know.
That's for everyone. You can't. Yeah. No, I can. Yeah, I relate.
But yeah, Vegeta gets the final blow, and it's not like a hard hit or anything, but it's enough to where Goku is just like, I'm done. And he just fucking collapses.
He collapses first. And then Vegeta's like, I finally, because he then collapses. And he's like, I finally did it. I beat Kakarot.
Yeah.
And then even Goku's like, you did it. You did it. You beat me.
So after nearly 30 years, Vegeta finally fucking beats Goku.
But what a way to fucking end it.
I know. I love that.
And again, if you made it this far, I want to apologize for, I feel like we had a rough start with starting this one. It was just kind of hard to find like a starting spot. But I feel like we covered everything. I feel like we did a pretty damn good job of covering everything.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll think of some shit after we end it.
I had one more thing, and we had talked about this. So I had mentioned all like the nostalgia that was packed in that movie, but I had some questions. Oh, also, I don't know if we said it, but Gohan's new form is Beast Gohan.
Right.
So we have Orange Piccolo and then Beast Gohan. And I looked that up because I didn't know if there was a name for the form, and this was apparently in an interview with Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's got to be, official. That's got to be canon.
And there is a point when Gohan starts fighting, like the first action scene when Gohan's fighting, I guess, when
like with Gamma 1?
Yeah, with Gamma 1. And Piccolo deadpans at the camera. He's like, nice, Gohan's back. And I thought that was so funny.
Yeah. Because that was when that's when he goes Ultimate Gohan, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, he does look back and he's like, Gohan's back.
What question you got?
Well, I mean, I put here questions answered because when I was going throughout the movie, I had some questions because I seen these characters, and it was Vomi and Jivo.
Mm-hmm.
So when it talks about Dr. Hito's family and even Dr. Gero's family, it was talking about Dr. Gero's wife and their son, and it showed pictures.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Whoa, we know these characters." I just didn't know that they were based off of who they're based on.
Mm-hmm.
So Vomi is Dr. Gero's late wife, who passed long before he did. But when it shows the picture, it's the same character as Android 21, who is in like I think the antagonist of like the Z Fighter games.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like looking into it, and it wasn't like certain. Like it was like, yes, these are the same characters, but it's kind of almost like convoluted, like what's canon, if it's canon, if like Android 21 is actually canon or not. But if they find a way to like, I guess, make it canon, then it'll be like official.
Yeah.
So yes, this character, if you played Dragon Ball Z Fighter, is that what it's called?
Fighters, yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z. The character Vomi, who I guess eventually is like, or Android 21, like that's Vomi. That is, she's the template for Android 21, is Dr. Gero's wife. And I didn't know this, but their son, Jivo, is the template for Android 16.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like some like high-ranking Red Ribbon commander or something. But yeah, no, I just thought that was cool. It showed their pictures.
I thought that was super cool.
Maybe like a little Easter egg or something.
Mm-hmm.
But either I knew that back in the day about Android 16 and completely forgot, or maybe this is like something new they just kind of plugged in.
Yeah, because I don't ever remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
But it's very possible that it's, discussed.
But yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool. But if you were to review this movie, if you were to give it a rating, what would you give it? Let's do 1 out of 100, just so we can get really nitty gritty.
Ooh.
Like Rotten Tomatoes kind of score.
Okay.
And I mean, add all the bias you want.
Because
I'm definitely adding bias. Well, just nostalgia purposes.
Well, I was talking to my girlfriend last night, and she asked me like what I would give it, and I said a 7.5.
A 7.5.
But that was just off the whim, you know. I had, you got to process a fucking movie.
Yeah. That's fair.
So after talking about it and how much I kind of learned to love this movie,
dude, it makes a difference, right?
Of course.
When you take notes and you talk about it, dude, that's what I was trying to say about Ragnarok. I was like,
yeah,
this has made this game so much better.
Yeah.
Just looking into everything. But yes, continue.
I would give this, I'd say a 92.
That's very solid.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm pretty much right there with you. I'm thinking, like maybe like a 94, 95. I'm trying to more so think of what am I taking away? Why am I deducting from this movie? And I think what this movie does for me, obviously you can tell from all the things I've mentioned, just the nostalgia, all like the throwbacks, kind of getting away from just solely Goku and Vegeta, getting back to these characters that we kind of fell in love with 20 plus years ago. Then finally getting some love. This movie being the perfect amount of like silly, but not overly silly.
I agree with that.
Super can have too much of, because it's just too fucking silly.
Yeah.
So often. Like that's not, like I think about the tone and the atmosphere of Z versus Super, and it's like, this is a fucking comedy show.
Right.
Like, dude, Z was so fucking serious, like a lot of the time. Like even fucking Goku, as silly as he is, like, and he was silly in Z, but like, there were so many intense moments with him. But I feel like this movie gets back to like the roots of what like, especially Z was about.
Yeah. And when it's serious, it's fucking serious.
Yeah. And I think I'm taking points away. And it's, it's not even like bad. Again, I would have loved that flashback to have been in there. Like if I had to choose something to like kind of take points away from, because I don't think it's 100 out of 100. I don't think it's a perfect scoring movie, I also don't like when the bad guy is like this big giant creature. Like it's more badass when you're fighting like more of like a humanoid, someone your size.
I will say, like I
don't
thought
like that
before it was like revealed. I thought Max,
yeah,
was gonna be way better. He doesn't even talk. He doesn't like.
Yeah.
He's just a big, strong construction.
That's a really good point. Honestly, I didn't even know Cell was in this.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Cell was going to be in this.
Me neither.
It's not like I had that spoiled for me. Like
I
did
had
a
no
really
idea.
good job of avoiding things for the most part. I knew that like Piccolo and Gohan were getting some kind of new power up.
Yeah, I had literally no idea.
Yeah, I would. That pretty much encapsulates what I'm trying to say. Like I would take points away from like Cell Max. Like it's just
definitely could have been
like,
a better villain.
It would have been cooler if you just took out Cell Max, but just made these androids more badass.
Yeah.
But like I did like them, but like
I wouldn't even hate if it was just like OG Cell, but you just like reconstructed him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if anything, I want Cell to come back, like Cell. I want perfect Cell to come back.
I mean, obviously it's not possible. He's fucking blown up.
Yeah.
But I also did love that they blew him up at the end. Like he blows himself up just like the OG.
Yeah. But yeah, if I had to take points away, it'd be for that. So yeah, I'm gonna say like a 94 or 95. So like phenomenal movie. Which a lot of it, like someone who's a DBZ fan, hasn't seen Dragon Ball, may like it less just because there's a lot of Dragon Ball throwbacks.
Agreed.
A lot of nostalgia for that. But for someone who's like a big Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z fan, like, yeah, this hit home for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going into this movie without kind of a lot of lore, this definitely won't rank the same.
Yeah.
But if you do, even better.
Yeah. I mean, either way, like Kansas, for example, like she's pretty, I think she's like on the surface, like she likes Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z Super, but like she's not like a huge fan. I don't think she necessarily grew up with it, but like, I would still highly encourage her to watch this, you know? But yeah, no, fucking phenomenal movie, and I'm glad we did this episode because I had a lot of fun watching it and talking about it.
Same.
But you got anything else?
That's it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in. This has been the Hardcore Podcast, episode 21. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Hell yeah, man.
Hito.
Go, go, Dragon Ball.
Goku.
Gotta get them dragging these nuts on your chin. Oh, and we had a few fan service scenes with Bulma that were pretty good.
Oh, yeah.